Daniel, and we're doing lesson number 1. And the lesson title is From Reading to Understanding. And I love the lesson title. Immediately, I hope when you read the lesson title, your mental computer started dropping in references, and mine immediately triggered on Christ Object Lessons, page 59, which reads, "Merely to hear or to read the word is not enough. He who desires to be profited by the Scriptures must meditate upon the truths that have been presented to him. By earnest attention and prayerful thought, he must learn the meaning of the words of truth and drink deep of the spirit of the holy oracles." This is profound. Just hearing the word is not sufficient. And this is a key to Bible study. It's actually not knowing the original words, but the intended meaning. That's what's important. So when I was doing the paraphrases, this was one of the key principles I applied. What is the true meaning? I received some emails taking issue with this verse or that verse from individuals because the English words I chose were not the exact words from the Greek that were potentially used. And I emailed back that that's really not my primary concern. My primary concern was the meaning. So I challenged them to tell me what they think the verse means. Not what the words were. What does it mean? And we can do this in English. With English, you can create puns. You can use words that have multiple meanings. You can do inferences and all kinds of things. And this is why people often have misunderstandings, because you use a word and one person hears it one way and one person hears it another way, the same word. And so I asked them what it means, and they didn't reply back. This is what we want to do throughout all the Bible, though. It's even more important when we go beyond specifically the words, when the words themselves are being used symbolically, or metaphorically, or as a simile, or as a parable. We have to go beyond even the words now to the meaning isn't literal. It actually means something else. We have to think, what is the meaning? That's what we do all through the Bible. I have some basic guidelines that I've put in the notes that I found to be quite helpful for rightly interpreting Scripture. 1, we must understand the overall context of Scripture. Not just the immediate context. Many Bible professors, theology professors, will tell you must understand the context. And their primary focus is on the local historic context. And I think it's important to understand the local historic context, but it's not the most important. The most important is the overall context of Scripture, which is the great controversy setting. This is the most important context in order to really understand what's happening. And that context is a battle between Christ and Satan, in which God is love all the time, and Satan is a being of deceit and selfishness, working to misrepresent God and to destroy what God has created. So number 1, we have to have that overall context. Number 2, we have to understand the battle between God and Satan is not a physical battle. It's not a physical battle. It's not a battle of physical power. It's a battle of ideas, concepts, beliefs, and God's prime weapons. The primary weapons of God's kingdom are truth, love, freedom, or liberty. These are the prime weapons. Satan's prime weapons are lies, which result in fear-based selfishness, and coercion, threat, force, not freedom, the opposite. They're exact opposites if you understand them. 3, so overall context, understand the battles over ideas, concepts, and methods. 3, the Bible is a revelation of the truth about God, His character, methods, His plans to send Jesus to save humankind. It also exposes Satan as the source of evil, death, pain, suffering, and reveals that throughout all human history, whenever we deviate from God's designs, we suffer.
He's also the source of accusations.
Lies and accusations, that's right. 4, some specific rules for interpreting Bible prophecy, or the Bible at large, but Bible prophecy. If one part of the passage is symbolic or metaphorical, then the rest is symbolic or metaphorical, unless there is a clear and compelling reason to take it literally. If one part of the prophecy is symbolic or metaphorical, the other parts are symbolic and metaphorical unless there's a clear and compelling reason to take it literally. The Bible will be, you'll see a lot of problems in Bible prophecies when people will take part of the phrase and then literally and part of the phrase symbolically and back and forth, and it really creates a lot of confusion. The Bible will be used to interpret itself. In other words, symbol interpretation. What's the symbol mean? You must first find the definition or literal translation from the scriptures before you go to outside scripture sources to try and find what it means. The general theme of Bible prophecies is the battle between Christ and Satan. That's the general context. God's character of love never changes. Therefore, interpretations will never result in God being represented with a character other than love. If we present God through Bible prophecy interpretations that put him in some other character, then we've misunderstood something. God's law of love never changes. Therefore, interpretations will not violate God's law of love, and God's other design laws never change. And so Bible prophecy must be in harmony with all of God's design laws. So, with that in mind, the lesson points out that Christ is the center of Daniel. Absolutely true. The context of Daniel, though, is what?